Hi, hello, my name is Gomer Joseph. I hope you've all been having a great day so far. Welcome back to another True Crime Tuesdays video. If you are new, I welcome you. Before I discuss today's case, I'd like to mention my Christian suspense book series, Never As It Seems. The first book in the series is available on Amazon for 99 cents, but for a limited time only. And you can read it on any device on the Kindle app, but you can also get it for free if you have Kindle Unlimited. And Kindle Unlimited is pretty much like Amazon's streaming service for books. You can get a 30-day free trial or get a 2-month free trial for 99 cents, which will later turn into a $9.99 monthly fee. If you're interested, the link will be in the description box. Today, I'll be discussing the tragic murder of Bridget Shiel. This case is honestly an absolute mess. As I was researching, it felt like I was almost reading something straight out of an urban fiction novel. And Bridget had such a promising future, but things in her life took that away from her, eventually leading to her death. The sad thing is that even though there was an answer to a certain question, it just allows more questions to be asked. Now, I encourage you all to do your own research with this case and not to just look at my video for all the information. Here we go. Bridget Shiel was born on April 30th, 1997 in Norfolk, Virginia to an Angela Shiel, and I couldn't really find anything about Bridget's father. I do know that earlier on in life, Bridget was raised by her grandparents, Jim and Beverly Toole. Bridget was described as someone who was full of life, energetic, fun to hang out with, dramatic at times, talkative, and ambitious. Now, her mom was barely in her life, sadly, and with an absent father, it was a struggle for Bridget, and unfortunately, she was bullied because she didn't have the perfect skinny size as a kid. When she reached high school, she was able to make it into the honor roll, but, even though she reached this great milestone, I guess you can call it, even though she was able to, make such great success in school, she began skipping classes and making wrong choices, surrounding herself with the wrong crowd, and this decision really worried Bridget's grandparents. Bridget decided to move to Atlanta to live with her mother Angela, and her grandparents agreed with this decision. In Atlanta, Bridget's self-esteem issues did get better, and she pursued a modeling career and hairstyling. Sadly, Bridget was pretty much doing certain things in the dark, and of course not anything in the dark to God, but in the dark to those around her, and got into things such as escorting, having names such as Nastia and Spice. And once again, her friends had no idea that she was doing this. Beverly, who was Bridget's grandmother, believes that it wasn't Bridget's idea to get into escorting, but it was her boyfriend's idea, whose name was Kevin Kinney. Kevin was older than Bridget, but that wasn't really the only issue. He did have past criminal records, and he was rumored to be part of some shady business, and to be specific, he was rumored to be part of a gang. There was this one incident where Bridget called the police on Kevin, claiming that he had hit her, and that she was afraid because Kevin told her that he would kill her if she decided to call the police. For some reason, Bridget decided not to press any charges on Kevin, but Kevin claimed that he never heard of the call and that he never once harmed Bridget. A couple of days later, Bridget got into some trouble with the police for fighting another woman that Kevin was seeing. And just go ahead, I know some of y'all might be clutching your pearls, but hold on to those pearls, because this girl, her name was Brittany Aloka, and she was the mother of Kevin's child. What's strange and also a mess was that Bridget was living with Kevin while Brittany, the mother of Kevin's child, lived with him also. According to a friend, Bridget said that she was pregnant and didn't want Kevin to know. Why? I have no idea. Kevin claims that he got a text from Bridget saying that she was pregnant, but didn't believe her, so I don't know what to believe with this. I'll get back to the pregnancy situation later on. So in May 30th, 2016, Bridget's 19 years old at this time. Bridget, she calls her grandmother Beverly, and she needed another place to stay because the place that she was staying at was pretty toxic, like living with her boyfriend, supposed abusive boyfriend, and the mother of her boyfriend's child. She wanted to get away from that toxic environment that she was in with Kevin. So her grandmother, Beverly, gave Bridget some money. Bridget was on Snapchat dancing and enjoying herself, then snapping a picture saying, "Too pretty to be walking through grass." Later on, she called a friend, and this friend said that nothing seemed to be off about Bridget. That night, Bridget was seen walking in a park with some people, later seen at some gas station with two men, and witnesses claimed that Bridget looked unhappy. On May 31st, 2016, Bridget texted her grandmother Beverly to say that she loved her, but when she began to call Beverly, Bridget's phone was shut off, so Beverly would never get that call, which also meant, sadly, never hearing from her granddaughter ever again. So 1:30 a.m. that morning, someone called 911 stating that they heard gunshots in the park. Police arrived and they discovered a naked body of a woman surrounded by dogs. And the body was sadly identified as Bridget's, and her car was found 20 miles away from her dead body. I can imagine that Bridget's loved ones were devastated by the death, and her mother, Angela, felt guilty because she never got the chance to fully reconcile with her daughter. Now, this is where I get back to the pregnancy. So, an autopsy was done, and a baby was not found inside of Bridget. There was this rumor going around that Bridget unfortunately got an abortion, so also, in terms of the autopsy, it did show that she was running away and was shot 7 times. Like, shooting her is enough, but as to shoot her like 7 times, and especially with the gun that was used to end her life, she was just killed very savagely, and it's just so senseless. Beverly first believed that Kevin or his baby mama, Brittany, got someone to kill Bridget. But Kevin and Brittany were questioned by police, but they weren't charged with Bridget's murder. Also, there's this interview of Kevin that I saw, and I really don't know what to make of him. That whole interview was just very cringy. So in 2018, 2 years after Bridget's death, an arrest was made because of DNA, and police arrested gang member Christopher Spencer, who was already sentenced to life in prison for 5 other murders. According to Spencer, he claimed that he didn't know Bridget the night before the murder, but if that's the case, I'm trying to figure out how they even got connected in the first place, and I really wish that Bridget didn't get connected with this guy because unfortunately it just led to her death. Police don't believe that Bridget's murder was gang related, but find it difficult to figure out a motive as to why Spencer killed Bridget. Now remember, there were 2 men that Bridget was seen with. Police only arrested 1 man, but sadly, I guess Christopher wasn't speaking up or snitching. Sadly, the second suspect has not been found to this day. Like I mentioned, Bridget had such a promising future, and a monster like Spencer and this other guy took that away from her. I understand that Bridget made bad choices later on in her life, but she was still a human being made in the image of God, and it wasn't right to take away her life. My prayer is that this other suspect will be found. The God that I serve, the God of the Bible, is a God of justice, and he will make sure that justice is served. If Bridget were alive today, she'd almost be my age, which is, 24. I know that her loved ones miss her dearly, and I pray for them to get the answers that they're looking for. I thank you all for taking the time in your day to watch this video. If you did like this video, please feel free to hit the like button. If you'd like to go ahead and share any thoughts on this case, please leave your thoughts in the comment section. If you'd like to see more videos from me, please feel free to subscribe and click the bell to be notified about the next video. If there's a certain true crime case that you'd like me to cover, go ahead and let me know. I will see y'all for the next True Crime Tuesdays, and I will talk to y'all later.